Offense, great drive.
Go, go!
Step. 1, 2, 3, good.
Welcome into a very special practice today presented by SiriusXM. I'm Eric Allen inside the BetMGM studio. I'm in Florham Park, New Jersey, but the Jets are across the pond, so without further ado, let's check in with Ethan Greenberg, who is in the UK with the green and white greens. How's your day going out there?
Gloomy right now, kind of like the Northeast in this time of year. We got the practice pitch behind us here. I guess that's what you'd call it. And yeah, all is well. There's a golf course actually at the estate that the players are staying. I can see one of the holes to my left, which you can't see, but all in all, pretty good so far.
Okay, so you got off the plane yesterday and went to the golf course with a couple of the beat writers. We'll get your score later. But can you talk about the Jets' itinerary as far as when they took off and completing their preparations here, and then when they got on the pitch there in the UK?
Absolutely. So the team left last night. They got in this morning and right to work, as you can tell, practice already. They'll have practice today, no pun intended, and then tomorrow they'll have a walkthrough at the stadium at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, where they'll play Sunday at 9:30 in the morning on the East Coast, 2:30 locally here against the Atlanta Falcons.
So after practice today, Zach Wilson's going to address the media, and he was just named Pepsi Rookie of the Week. Before we get to Wilson, some breaking news last night from the Jets. They re-sign a veteran defensive lineman, John Franklin Myers. What do you think about that? Here's a guy who's had 3 sacks in 4 games, a waiver claim from Joe Douglas, and the Jets didn't wait on JFM. They got that done here early this season.
Well, Robert Saleh spoke to the media before practice, and he said, look, JFM's a stud. And when Saleh was hired and he put his staff together, remember, they evaluated the entire roster, 1 to 53, probably a little more at that point in terms of players. And he said that one of the guys that stood out was John Franklin Myers. And Eric Armstead, who played for Saleh in San Francisco, that's kind of the mold that Saleh said that he saw Franklin Myers in terms of he lines up outside and then on pass rush situations on third down, kicks inside. And then we've seen so far John Franklin Myers, he ties a career high, 3 sacks so far in 4 games. And you know that Joe Douglas loves his defensive lineman. Robert Saleh loves to apply pressure on the quarterback with the defensive line. Same with Jeff Ulbrich, the defensive coordinator, and John Franklin Myers fits that bill. He's only 25 years old. He turned 25 in September, so I like the move. I mean, what did you think, EA?
I think it's great news. I think it's going to send a tremendous message inside the locker room because Franklin Myers does things the right way, and that's what Saleh talked about. He's got a tremendous work ethic, and he's just scratching the surface. That's what the Jets really believe. And I talked to Saleh this week, and you can watch this on Jets Game Day with Robert Saleh, which airs at a very special time, 8:30 on CBS Sunday morning. And he talked about this defensive line, the entire defensive line is just scratching the surface. Listen, they're number 1 in the National Football League in run stuffs with 23. That's 0 or negative yardage runs. And then they're top 5 in sacks right now, coming off that 7-sack performance, of course, of Ryan Tannehill and the Tennessee Titans. Now they're taking aim against Matt Ryan and Atlanta Falcons. The other thing that I wanted to get your thoughts on, we've been talking all week about Matt Ryan's weapons. One of their top weapons, perhaps their top weapon overall, didn't make the trip to London.
Yeah, that's right. Calvin Ridley will not play against the Jets Sunday because of personal reasons. And Saleh said because of how late the news came in terms of the Jets' perspective, that they didn't really change a whole lot game plan-wise. You couldn't really change a whole lot because of just the timing of the news. And remember also the Falcons' other receiver, Russell Gage, doesn't look like he's going to play either against the Jets, which means that the Falcons' offense, outside of Matt Ryan, you got to focus, of course, on Kyle Pitts, your Florida guy, number 4 overall pick in last year's draft. And then the other name to keep an eye on, and both Saleh and NFL Network, Steve Weiss said the same guy, Cordero Patterson, who came into this league as a predominant special teams player, and he's really found a role with the Falcons, and he's listed at running back. He wears 84, but they line him up everywhere, and he had 3 touchdowns as a receiver last week against the Washington football team.
So we're watching John Franklin Myers get warmed up right now. I think he had a great social media post, Greens. I don't know if you had the opportunity to see it, but he said he asked Siri what time it was, and she said, it's time to get paid.
Yeah, I did see that, and I saw it on my way from the press conference down here to the pitch, and John Franklin Myers, good on the field, got some humor. What's not to love about JFM right now?
Yeah, listen, Ethan, I'm hoping I have that same luck when I go home today. I'm going to ask Siri what time it is, but I'm afraid she's going to tell me what time it is, Ethan. But good for John Franklin Myers, good for the Jets. This defensive line has been one of the big-time bright spots for the Jets here through 4 games so far. So let's switch it back to Zach Wilson. NFL Pepsi Zero Sugar Rookie of the Week. Of his throws against the Titans, Wilson completed all 4 of his pass attempts, 20-plus yards for 165 yards and 1 touchdown, posting a perfect passer rating on those throws. Ethan, he also was the 4th player in the league with 250-plus yard completions in the same game this season, and the first quarterback in a Jets uniform to do so since 2014. So he was making plays happen down the field.
Yeah, he was. It was really fun. I know you were in Florham Park, but being at MetLife in the press box, it was really exciting not only to see him take that step forward as a player, but also to hear the roar of the crowd respond to the Corey Davis touchdown, to the Keelan Cole 3rd and 2 play in overtime. Like all these plays, and we've seen the progression from OTAs to training camp where he struggled a little, then comes back and plays well to end training camp in the preseason. Then we start the season as a content department, and as the Jets embark on their 2021 journey, we saw some struggles early in the first game, rebounded in the second half, and then it really felt like this past game was when everything was put together. So now next step here for the Jets is kind of what Robert Saleh said earlier today. He's like, when you're a young team and you start to get a little taste of confidence, there's a chance that you might feel invincible. And the next step for the Jets is a good opportunity, or what I think is a good opportunity. I think you would agree, against the Atlanta Falcons, another team that had a slow start to the season. They're 1-3 like the Jets. So I think that the Jets have an opportunity to make it 2 wins in a row before entering their bye week.
I'll tell you what, Ethan, beyond the quarterbacks there, I saw a man in black. So you guys got good security out there in the United Kingdom, making sure nobody's coming through those forests over there. You're right about the Jets having a great opportunity. The Falcons ranked last in the National Football League in scoring, giving up 32 points a game. They're 21st in pass defense, tied in 23rd in sacks, tied for 22nd, in red zone defense. So across the board, that is a unit that does have some players, that have some talent, but they are trying to find themselves. While we're watching Wilson stretch right now, what did you think about the patience on his underneath throws? Because that's something that Robert Saleh and Mike LaFleur have been stressing, that, yes, the big plays are going to come, and you can do that, but you can't live by them. You have to keep us on schedule, and he did just that last week.
Yeah, you're right. I don't remember the exact number, but there was a stat talking about his accuracy in plays 0 through 10 yards. And that goes back to what Saleh was talking about, boring football. And I'm putting that in air quotes because last week nothing was boring about Zach Wilson's performance, but he took what the defense gave him, which then enabled him to take those chunk plays off platform, like to Corey Davis, like the Keelan Cole play earlier in the game, the long ball. And I just think that when you take the checkdowns, that then opens things up overneath. And, to your point, you can't live by that. And I don't know if Zach Wilson wants to live by that, but I think that what we saw was a progression of this offense. And also, I just think that as we move forward here in the season, I think that the Jets are going to continue to try to establish a ground game. And the Falcons are 21st in the league against the run right now. So I do think that the Jets will have an opportunity to establish it and also just at least stay committed to it. And I will say that the Jets' rushing numbers weren't great last week, but they continued to try to run the ball, which we all know that this style of offense that Mike LaFleur is implementing is predicated on making the run look like the pass and vice versa.
Yeah, the big thing last week, the big stat last week were the attempts, right? They had 25 attempts in all. So that means you're grinding it out, and every attempt you get on the ground is another chance to attack another team in terms of the physicality aspect of the game. And the Jets like the potential of going up top with their play action. You saw the receivers getting on track last week in a big way. You mentioned Corey Davis going over 100 yards. Keelan Cole there on the screen averages more than 30 yards of reception. Yeah, Jameson Crowder come back and make his first appearance in 2021. Of course, 7 receptions, got in the end zone as well. You are watching a very special practice today presented by SiriusXM. Eric Allen here in Florham Park. Ethan Greenberg is the voice you're hearing from the United Kingdom. The Jets are on the pitch right now. Robert Saleh with a big smile on his face talking to offensive coordinator Mike LaFleur. Zach Wilson will be available to reporters at 12:30 England time, but over there, but it should be 5:30 here Eastern Standard Time, the Eastern Standard Time. So you'll be able to watch Zach Wilson live following practice today. And a good sign right there is somebody dancing out there in the practice field wearing number 8. That's Elijah Moore. The Jets got all their receivers gone last week, Ethan, and they should be getting Moore back in the lineup this week because he's been a full go all week.
Yeah, that sure seems like that he's on track to play Sunday against the Falcons. And the other guy that's not is Jeff Smith. And so Elijah Moore back in the lineup, we know that the Jets want to start to get him the ball. He's actually somebody that I want to see what he does because it feels like we've talked a lot about different rookies taking a step so far through the early parts of the season. Zach Wilson being the head guy, especially because, like you said, winning Rookie of the Week. And then Michael Carter on offense and defense felt like they've taken steps as well. Now, we'd like to see the same from Elijah Moore because you and I both stood on the sidelines at training camp, and we were both very impressed by what he has to offer. And he really just hit the ground running early, and then he was slowed down by the quad injury, now the concussion. And it started to feel like he started to pick up a little bit of steam before he sustained that injury.
Ethan,
so I'd like to see where he picks up.
Ethan, can I interrupt you real quickly? Because a great moment out here on the field. John Franklin Myers is bringing everybody up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see them dispersing behind me, but, that, of course, John Franklin Myers probably very happy. I don't know who actually decides who will break down the huddle, but good for JFM. Got a fresh cut, too. Got a fresh haircut, too.
That was a cool moment. Hey, I'd have a fresh cut myself. Hey, listen, fans, you can come out to MetLife Stadium on Sunday, October 31st. Of course, that's Halloween at 1 p.m. to see the Jets play the Bengals. All fans will receive a free Stealth Black Rally Towel presented by Green Giant. Get tickets at nyjets.com/tickets. That's Sunday, October 31st. That is the next time the Jets will be at home. They play the Atlanta Falcons here in Week 5 at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And then they actually have a bye week, Ethan. So tough to travel over there, but the Jets will get plenty of rest after getting done with this game. And Ethan has frozen there, and we're going to go back to some practice action right now. So Jets, Falcons this week. Ethan, you froze just for a second there. I think you were looking at all those dollar bills that JFM has right now.
Yeah, I got a little worried there that we lost connection, but I don't know where the dollar bills are.
I wanted to ask you about this.
Maybe. What was that?
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, for JFM, I wonder if he asked Joe Douglas or if he asked his agent to get paid in pounds.
Ooh, touche. Good line. So what do you think about the way the schedule sets up for the Jets? Because Atlanta Sunday, then you get the long trip back, but these guys have plenty of time to rest. And then the next game, of course, is against the New England Patriots. Because The thing about that rest and that break and injuries, we looked at a roster report before. You actually have something to fill us in on right now. Breaking news from the UK. What do you have for us? Okay. Well, that we'll touch base with Ethan momentarily. Again, that can happen, connectivity issues. But Zach Wilson and the Jets getting warmed up here on a Friday. It's a Friday afternoon in the UK. It's Friday morning here. Remember, the kickoff Sunday morning is 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Hey, Jets fans, as you stock up for game day this season, keep an eye out for specially marked Pepsi products for your chance to win exciting Jets prizes from Pepsi, the official soft drink of the New York Jets. Can we pull up that roster report real quickly, because I do want to go over those injuries. Let's pull those up right now. Adrian Colbert did not make the trip. He is out. Tyler Kroft is also out. The big news there with Kroft, him being out means Kenny Yeboah will be up Sunday. So he'll make his NFL debut Sunday. Remember, big-time effort from Yeboah in the preseason finale against the Philadelphia Eagles, coming down with a pair of touchdowns, including the Hail Mary catch. As Ethan noted before, Jeff Smith still out of the lineup. Marcus May still out of the lineup. Brandon Eccles was a limited participant on Thursday. We'll have to see if he can go on Sunday. And then Elijah Moore back in the lineup Sunday against Atlanta. But good news on the injury front in terms of getting Elijah Moore back. But the big news for the rookie right there is Kenny Yeboah. It's Yeboah season Sunday in the UK across the pond as the Jets and Atlanta go head-to-head. Let's take a look at stats amazing. The Jets' all-time record outside the United States is 3-1 in all games. But come on, it's 2-0 in the regular season. Back in 2009, they went to Toronto and took down the Buffalo Bills 19-13. That was 2009. And then, of course, the Jets most recently were in London when they matched up with the Miami Dolphins, took a big lead, and came home with a 27-14 victory. That was 2015 at Wembley Stadium. So if you're looking for a good omen right there, the New York Jets 2-0 in regular season play outside the United States. They'll try to make it 3-0, of course, on Sunday. Interesting matchup Sunday because the Jets and Atlanta Falcons have a lot of parallels. Both teams starting over with a new coaching staff. Arthur Smith in Atlanta, Robert Saleh, of course, with the Jets. Both teams 1-3. The distinct difference, though, when you look at these teams, is the most important position in all of sports, and that is the quarterback. That is the quarterback position, where Matt Ryan is 36 years old in his 14th professional season. The Jets going with the rookie and Zach Wilson, 22 years old, who's making his 5th career start on Sunday. Let's get to Cynthia Freeland.
Thanks, guys. I can't believe it's week 5 already and time to go across the pond to play at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, where Zach Wilson could become the first rookie quarterback in NFL history to win a game in London. First, 37.5%. That's the pressure rate that the Jets defensive front got to Ryan Tannehill. That really was a big catalyst for the win. 7 different players contributed at least 3 quarterback pressures. And of course, Quinnen Williams had those 2 sacks. That brings his total to 3.5 for this season and 10.5 since the beginning of last season. There's only one other defensive tackle in the league that has more sacks than him, and that guy's name is Aaron Donald. The second number is 361. That's Zach Wilson's passing yard total through 4 games on 20-plus air yard attempts. Those are deep passes. Zach Wilson leads the league in this metric. Really interesting note, because this is a key way that they'll likely target the Falcons secondary, especially by exploiting a mismatch with Corey Davis, who of course already has 3 touchdowns and forecast to earn another one in this matchup. Now the last number is 5. Jamison Crowder, in his return, he caught 5 of 6 targets for 45 yards from the slot alignment. That's a big deal because Arthur Smith is really familiar with Corey Davis, but he may not be as familiar with Jamison Crowder from the slot. So, maybe planning against him is a big reason why Jamison Crowder also forecast to reach pay dirt. That happens in 55.1% of my simulations.
Big day last week for Zach Wilson against the Tennessee Titans, of course. This Sunday, a new opponent. How about him calling his shot? That was a great angle of the Corey Davis 53-yard scoring pass there in the second half. You're seeing the offensive lineman work on some drills with John Benton right now. A couple of our final shots today from the UK. We'll have you covered Sunday with a long day of programming, extensive day of programming that starts with Jets overtime. Eric Coleman and myself will be here 8 o'clock Sunday morning, and then 8:30, Jets game day with Robert Saleh. Jets getting in some special teams work right now. Want to see your pet on the big screen at MetLife Stadium? Enter now at NewYorkJets.com/MetLifePet. That's NewYorkJets.com/MetLifePet. Let's take a look at a couple pets right now. How about Winston Ubbins? Are we going to see Winston, or are we not going to see the photos? Oh, there's little Winnie looking by the window. He looks sad. I hope his dad is taking care of him at home. Winston Ubbins, okay. And then I think we have Wesley and Truman. Where's Wesley and Truman? You going to show? Oh, we're going to flash. Oh, those are two beauties. Those are two beauties right there. All right, NewYorkJets.com/MetLifePet. Oh, and we have to get one more in there? Hudson Radusky? Oh, Hudson's a beauty. Look at Hudson. Radutsky. That's Hudson Radusky. Okay. We've had a good time. Ethan had a good time, but I think he had to check out. He said he's going to go to Buckingham Palace, and he also had to get some fish and chips. And then he's getting ready for England has a World Cup qualifier tomorrow night, so he's finding a pub to watch that game from. But in all seriousness, we've had a great time today. Beautiful scene, New York Jets over in the UK, and hopefully it will sound like a home game in Tottenham. But for everybody at One Jets Drive, enjoy your Friday.